All right, now it's time to put it all together. When we think about this course that you've been in for the last 7 weeks, organizational leadership and management for school leaders, we have emphasized and stressed that the most valuable asset to any educational organization are its people, the staff, the teachers, the coaches, the paraprofessionals, the office clerks, custodians, nutrition services. All those individuals are positioned to make sure that our students get what they need and deserve, and that is an education. So when I think about the design premise of this course, uh, the historical pattern of inadequate funding and unequal resource distribution, the funding is getting attention now, and so we're going to move from inadequate to adequate. From the legislation this year in Minnesota, we see an increase in funding. Now, we know that increase doesn't keep up with inflation, but it is a good start. With that funding that's coming from the state, this is where leadership kicks in. And how is the resource distribution going to happen? As a leader, you got to have a vision, you got to have a mission. From that vision and that mission, the resources need to align to that. Culturally responsive school leaders apply the principles of equality, adequacy, and equity to the allocation of resources to and in schools. I am a adamant, firm believer that you can't talk about equity without talking literacy. And so when I think about the resources that go into schools, I am always going to fine tune and look for how is the literacy curriculum K-12 in any school or any school district. Because I know equity comes about when people are literate and they can think critically. And leaders are in a position to make sure that does happen. Bullet point 3 says aligning resources to strategic priorities. Those priorities should be set forth by the mission division. Bullet 4 is bolded maximizes impact. How do we measure and how do we know that we are succeeding at what we accomplish, set out to do? Got to look at data, and that data should inform your practices, and those practices should be geared toward moving student achievement. And like I started off saying, staff is your most valuable resource. A lot of my emphasis has been on teachers, but I charge you to make sure that you're also investing in your office coordinators, your paraprofessionals, your cafeteria workers, your custodial staff, anybody that's interacting with students or has the potential to impact with the student in your building. They need leadership, and they need to be guided, and they need your support. I've enjoyed the time with you over these 7 weeks.